This is oops, I haven't transitioned my screen over. Okay, so now everyone can see you. Or
Okay,
not,
cool.
well, I can see you. I'm used to doing live streams, so I'm like
Can you hear me okay? Because I do have a
yes.
little. You do. Okay, great. Well, I had a little microphone. I felt like I had to. I don't have time to put that on anyway, so that's fine. So if you can hear me fine, that's cool.
Yep,
So
I can hear you perfectly.
awesome.
All
So
right. So, what did you want to know about my friend?
all right. Well, here's what I'd like to know about. I'm just going to give you an idea of the stage that I'm at right now.
Okay.
I have completed my website enough to start sending out demos. I'm in the process of setting up your email campaign that you
Okay.
have talked about, and I believe I've received from you so far. I think I may have spent $20 on just a couple of resources where you go over. I believe the 286S, the DBX, and
DBX,
some
yeah.
information regarding that. And I think my next step is to really crank out my email campaign. I guess what I'd like to know from you is some of the resources that you have on your website as far as going through. I think there was one lesson that I had that just kind of gave me some preliminary stuff in regard to the campaign as far as setting it up with Mailshake. I've already gotten Mailshake. I'm going to be using that.
Okay.
Uh, I think you may have caught this in the Facebook group. I spent $50 and I think I didn't get what I wanted. I got 50 contacts for $50, and I'm assuming that should be at least anywhere between 200 and 500. I'm assuming, correct, or a little bit better
Well,
than.
it depends on a couple of things. And I think I responded back in the Facebook group a bit. It's like you've got to do your research on
Right.
the provider, on seller, to see if they're actually going to be giving you what it is that you actually want.
Okay.
There are some sellers that give more than others, but that just comes down to us doing our own research and asking the questions before we purchase.
Right.
On
Right.
Fiverr, the whole thing, buyer beware.
Right.
With that. Now, for instance, over the weekend, I requested from a seller email addresses for radio stations across the United States, and I got 1,000 for $35.
Okay.
So you've got to read what they're providing, and then also, there's nothing wrong with just asking the question before you buy. That's what the sellers. I mean, I'm on Fiverr too, so I get questions all the time. What about this? What about that? And you ask the questions that you want answers to, especially in regards to numbers.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I will go ahead and do that. Now, when it comes down to these contacts, I mean, you're basically just looking for a name and email address. You don't need necessarily the website, the address,
You're not going to get a name.
right.
You're on most lists. You're not going to get a name.
Okay.
That's going to be too specific. You're going to get the company, and you'll get probably their general email address.
Okay.
They'll provide other things like the address, phone number, blah blah blah. But the only thing I ever concern myself with is the email address.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, to get your full training on emails, where do I go on your website to get that? Is that subscribing to your $20 a month, where you would get all your marketing tips and all your videos and information, or where exactly would I go to
Actually,
get
it's
that?
not there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
No, it used to be there.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not there now. But when you brought it up over the weekend, I realized that it wasn't there. I've done the training. I've got all the videos. I've got everything. I just have not put it on the site. And it was something that was there before, and I'm not sure why it's not there now, other than I probably
Yeah.
took it away. But it was one of the best trainings I've ever had because it's very, very specific. I give away my contacts on Fiverr in regards to who I use to develop my list. Now, when you're doing something on Fiverr, as far as what I found so far with trying to get an email list, the only thing that seemed to work for me was asking for a list of video production companies. Because in the back of my mind, I wanted people that were maybe into e-learning because they produce videos for e-learning. Um, Explainer video companies. Uh, what's the other one? Whiteboard video, because they would be covered under video production. Now,
Okay.
here's the thing with that as well. And what's so funny is so many people have posted in the group. If you were to scroll back months or whatever, you would see the success that people have with the strategy that I teach that with.
Mm.
And it like blows their mind. It doesn't blow my mind. I've been doing it forever, but they're like, oh my gosh, this happened. I mean, I could tell you story after story. The latest one was one guy out of the UK got this major contract for the football association out there, soccer. Other guy just recently, I think, was a Disney thing that he got using
Wow.
that.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, shit, why didn't I get those? But
Right. Right.
but but now here's the thing: when you ask for a list of video production companies, you're going to get you can get a list of 1,000. And basically how you do that is you say, you pick like 3 states. You say, I want from this state, and this state. And I usually tell people to start where they are in the state that you're in, and 2 states touching you to start with. And then you can branch out each time you get a list. Only cost me $35. Doesn't matter. But when you get those lists, you're going to get a plethora of stuff that will not apply to you.
Okay.
It just won't. Out of 1,000, maybe 500. No, I'm sorry. Maybe 200 will be worth your time.
Okay.
And maybe 3 people or 4 people or 10 people will contact you.
Okay.
It's a numbers game when you do this. And so I tell people, look, you're going to get some bad email addresses. You're going to get some email. Blockbuster kept showing up on my video production stuff. What the heck? Why is Blockbuster,
right.
It's like you'll get things like that in this list, but I don't care. I don't even look at the list anymore. I don't even look at it.
Right.
I put it in and I send the emails. I don't even look at the list anymore.
Okay.
And that's what I teach in the training. But just so you know and understand, like with anything else, any sort of marketing, it's a numbers game. And the more you throw at it, the better the response will be. So if in the way that I teach it, if you get a list of 1,000, it'll take Mailshake about 3 to 4 months to go through all of those. So you know what I mean when I say Mailshake?
Yes, I absolutely do. I know about the program. I purchased at the $20 level.
Okay.
With it, and I'm in the process of loading. I only have a list of 50, so I'm going to have to, like you said, do my research and get some more.
And what type of list did you ask for?
I asked for automotive ad agencies, and the reason why I did that is because I'm making a ton of money right now on Fiverr doing my Donald Trump impression.
Okay,
and
awesome.
He's super hot with, and I've heard him and I was able to do a car dealership. Now I don't know, just kind of when I'm in my car, every now and then again, I'll hear commercials where they do the presidents. They've always done George Bush in the past and whatnot.
Sure.
So I've heard those before, and I just know that in the past, I like during March Madness, I did Dick Vitale at one point in time.
Okay.
For their March Madness commercial types, and they're always doing those. So I wanted to at least with a starting point. Start there because that's where I'm strongest right now. And Fiverr has been a 9-month process, and right now I'm getting quite a few ebooks. I think I'm getting a lot of audiobooks. I'm getting a lot of impressions. That's kind of my strength right now, and I'm really enjoying the audiobooks a lot.
Oh, great!
And I want to learn. I really want to learn more about that, and I also want to. And I think the next step down the road here is going to be scooping up your ACX training.
That is probably the best training that is anywhere online. Awesome. And I'm not even, it is the best training that I've ever seen on ACX. It's me. What happened is I made a training last June, I think it was, on ACX. And one of the guys that's in our group, Anthony Pica, saw that training and went to town on it and started shooting me emails and started sharing his reports in the group from the money that he was making from ACX. And we had a conversation and I'm like, what in the heck are you doing? And, and he took my training and upped it a level. that I hadn't even thought about. So what I did
Wow.
is I brought him on to do the training with me and talk about what he's doing in order to get the success that he's having. And it's
Mm,
major. And
wow.
and so I upgraded that training and I was like, this is the training. If you want to
Mm,
know how to do ACX, this is it.
mm. Do you have to move along in the process with ACX? I know there's a couple of people out in California that are. There's one guy, Patrick Fraley. Have you heard of him before?
I have.
Who's a trainer where he really hones your skill and I think he has a website too where he offers a
Yeah.
lot of voice training. Are you seeking out yourself? I'm assuming you're not. You mentioned before you're not doing audiobooks anymore, but
No.
I mean, if someone is going the audiobook route. Um, are you limited as far as who is going to select you unless you've had this level of training
Hell
from
no.
somebody like
Hell no.
okay,
Hell no.
okay, good.
On ACX, it's a are you on ACX yet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you know what the platform is. No one's asking you where you've been trained, or it's either you can perform it or you can't.
Okay.
It's that simple. It's an audition process. They either select you or they don't.
Okay.
Just like anywhere else. But it's a lot easier to get work on ACX than anywhere else.
Okay. Okay. All
Now,
right,
and
cool.
talking about the training from Pat Fraley, I don't see anything wrong with getting trained from someone who is the quote unquote man when it comes to doing ACX. You know, it's just a matter of, look at all the content that he has that's free and make your own determination. No different than you did with me.
Okay. Okay, cool. Just kind of moving forward with where I'm at right now. I'll let you know where I'm at. I've been highly successful on Fiverr. I've learned a lot of tips and tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I've followed a lot of YouTube videos, and I've gotten to the point. I think this month is kind of like monumental for me. I'm probably making more this month than I do at my regular radio job. I do a morning show here in radio. I've been in radio for like 20 years. And that's kind of where I'm at. But one of the things that you really kind of struck a chord with me is that we can't rely on all these websites. We have to, we have to go out and really grind and get these contacts and really get our name out there. And I think your email campaign is a great start. I'm in the process of moving in a few days to a house.
Mm-hmm.
And in that house, I plan on getting my own studio in there and going through the process of
Awesome.
Of putting that together. And just kind of where I'm at right now with where I'm at, any suggestions that you have for me as far as your training is concerned, the next step that's needed. It just seems like sometimes I get information overload. And,
yeah, we all do.
And I just don't know what the next step is. Any thoughts as far as what you can offer to me and where I'm at in the process?
Well, listening to you, there's two things that you've brought up. One is marketing and one is ACX. Those are the two main things that you've brought up. And those things are right on the website for Steps to Voiceover Success. Like I said, that training on ACX, which is ridiculously cheap, and people keep telling me it's too cheap, but, whatever. That is hands down the best training that you're going to get on using ACX and how to do it, how to select the books, which is major. How to select the types of books that you select. We go pretty deep into that. The other thing is voiceover domination, which is a 3-month program, it's more than a 3-month program, but it's 3 months worth of content that I produced since November of last year, from November to February, that I produced with a private group of about 40 VOs. 3 Saturdays out of the month we met. The first Saturday we talked about script interpretation and we trained on that. I brought people in, to coach them through reads. The second Saturday of the month, DAW, audio production. That's what we talk about, how to get the sound that you need. The third Saturday of the month, we talked about marketing, which is my baby. How to do it, where to do it, what to do. We go through everything. And so we did this for 3 months. So I posted it up as $29 a month. You'll get 3 weeks or 3 videos, which translates to 3 weeks per month. So over the 3-month period, you'll get access to 3 new videos on those 3 different topics. And I split it up so that you can focus. I didn't want to dump it on it. I just didn't want to dump it because people will go through and they'll listen to part of it and then they'll go to something else. It's like, no, you get 3 videos. Pay attention to what's in these videos. Next month, you'll get 3 more videos. And the following month, you'll get 3 more videos. If you're done with it at the end of that and you don't want any more, you just cancel it. Or if you want to be able to have continual access to it so you can always go back, you just pay the $29 for however long you want to pay it. And then quit. And then also, I do one-on-one coaching like this, but it's $45 a month that I do the coaching for. $45 for I forget if it's a 30-minute session or a 45-minute. I can't remember. It's on the site, but it's $45 for a session. And we talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about and hone in on, a particular skill or whatever. And I like to reduce it to one thing so that we can focus on that one thing and then you get it right.
Okay.
As opposed to jumping from topic to topic.
Okay.
So the 2 things that would be advantageous to you is going to be the ACX course and voiceover domination. And I'll get up, hopefully this week, the whole thing with the email, with the email marketing. Even though I do go through that in the voiceover domination.
Okay. Just trying to find my way here in some respect. I'm great with impersonations. I tried Voice Bunny at one point in time, and I got a whole lot of response here with some character voices and whatnot. Commercials, not so much, but I really would like to see myself doing more commercials and getting those types of leads. One of the things I'm probably need the next step here is to find out a little bit more about doing all the cartoon voices and whatnot. But my sense is, are more of those cartoon type voices done by a younger millennial sounding? And I know I've got about 2 minutes left here with you, Earl, because I'm looking at your clock. But is that usually done by people with a younger voice? I mean, people always think I sound older than I look. Even though I'm a tenor and I sing in a choir, I still have this older sounding voice. I mean, your thoughts on that?
Well, as far as the character voices go, they're characters. It's not age specific. So if you could do a younger type of voice, then you can. Either you can or you can't. It's binary here. Either you can do it or you can't do it. But what you need to find out, and it's good that you're tasting a lot of different things, whether it's commercial or character, especially in the beginning. You want to taste everything because that's the only way you're going to figure out what you're good at or what people hire you for. And, people say, well, what kind of voiceover should I do? I was like, the market will tell you what they want you to do. Okay. And that's based on what you get hired for. The market will tell you what you're good at, and so that's what you pay attention to.
Okay. Well, Earl, that's all I have here as far as the questions are concerned. I think you've covered quite a bit here.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad we could finally hook up and meet and talk face to face via Skype anyway. Well, not face to face because you can't see me, but right. You'll see the video later.
All right, great. Awesome.
With that, but yeah, anytime you got a question, you can reach me in the Facebook group. Post a question or whatever there, and you'll get an answer.
Awesome. Earl, I greatly appreciate the session here, and it was great finally talking to you.
All right, you too, Will. You have a great week, man. We'll talk soon.
Hey, you too. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.